Hello Internet, my name is Hazel from Hazelnut Games, and we're gonna do a little bit of Hearthstone. 12-second backstory is that this came out for iPad, and I have gotten back into it in a big way because it's always there. It's so easy to pick up and play a game, like literally whenever. It's fantastic. And I got a quest that required me to get a bunch of wins on either Shaman or Warlock, and I was like, ugh, I'm tossing that. I suck at both of those classes. And then I decided, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to throw together a Shaman deck. I'm not even going to look it up or net deck it. I'm just going to make something up, try it out, and just have some fun. And that's what I did. And I won a couple, and it was weird. So I want to jinx it by trying to record it. So I'm going to show you what I made. Nothing too special, just some cards that I like. I tried to get a reasonable mana curve. That's what the mana curve looks like. So lots of 2 and 3 cost, which is good. You get a good early start. Not too many early minions. Most of the early stuff is control, and basically it centers around getting a big board presence, getting key Windfuries off on big minions, and yeah, that's kind of it. So we're gonna see how it does in ranked, because you know, why not? This may not go as well as I want it to, but I at least want to show you how it works. So let's give it a shot. I made it to rank 20, which means you actually get the custom card back of the season, presumably at the end of the season, because it didn't give me anything as soon as I hit rank 20. But it'll be neat to sort of start collecting card backs. They've also, in the new launch now, implemented that if you get 500 ranked wins on a class, you will get a golden portrait. And 500 ranked wins is kind of a lot, but you know, it's a work in progress. It's a lifetime thing.
Thrall versus Valera.
All right, we got a rogue.
Watch your back.
Okay.
Doomhammer.
So I'm gonna hang on to all of this. The thing I really like about Shaman that I never realized before was how awesome and how much fun the totem ability is. Because you don't really know what it's gonna be, it's just a nice thing to kind of use to build up board presence. Oh my. I love the Earth Elemental. I think it's actually a little bit too good. Sure, it's got Overload 3, but once you've put out a 7/8 taunt on turn 5, you don't really need to do anything on turn 6. So let's go ahead and get a totem out. Plus, that animation is awesome. Spell damage 1. The only damaging spell I actually have in this deck is Lightning Storm, the thing that does 2 or 3 damage to opposing minions. So this is kind of nice for that, but not really super useful otherwise. There we are. You're gonna coin. The other thing that I put into this deck, whoa, I know. Combo deals 2, okay, sure. I've never seen that one before. The other thing I put into this deck is I put in some of the minion, I forget what it's called, but it gets buffed every time an Overload is played. And I don't actually have a whole lot of Overload in the deck. It's pretty much just these, and this, and maybe one other thing. Which means that it's but they think I have a lot more, so it's really nice for drawing out aggro right before you drop something big and gigantic. So I'm not about to play Mana Tide with nothing to protect it, particularly not when he's got weapon out. So let's just get another totem, and we're gonna bide our time for a little bit. That is a nice little stone claw to slow him down. Let's see here. Doomhammer is not as exciting as I originally thought. The Windfury makes it seem awesome because you can obviously hit twice, but you do have a durability loss with each hit, so it's really kind of like having a 4 weapon for 5, which is still really good. And you do get to... Oh. That was the biggest waste of a Blade Fury I've ever seen in my life. Okay. So we've got some options here. I could Knife Juggler and then Totem to ping him. That would be a bit of a waste of Knife Juggler because there's nothing that I really want to take down. I could Mana Tide. I might actually do that. It's a bit of a risk dropping it right now. It's the only one I have in my deck. But he's already used some of his removal. And it could bait him out for getting rid of that real quick while I drop some of this stuff. I have enough stuff in my hand. I don't need a whole lot of card draw. But it'll be nice if I get some. And you get the one guaranteed one anyways because it is at the end of your turn. So we'll see what he does with that. Hopefully he will either slow himself down by taking that out, or he'll do some other shit and he'll leave it alone. He's got a Loot Hoarder. He's going to equip a dagger, and he's going to punch my Mana Tide Totem, but it will stay alive for one more round, which is just fine. Okay, so, options. I can summon a totem, hope to get the one that heals everything by 1, and then play Ironfur Grizzly to try and protect my Mana Tide. I can go balls and play my Earth Elemental. Or... which will also protect that. Rogues have Assassinate, I think, for 4 or 5 mana, so he could do that. I do have another one. The Overload is going to slow me down. the odds of me actually getting the Healy thing are not great. YOLO. Alright, so that's the thing, and that is going to get me another card. I need to start playing some stuff because my hand is about to be full. I do have an Unbound Elemental. That was the thing I was talking about with the Overload. Given that I actually have Doomhammer on me as well as another Earth Elemental, that might actually work out well. I'm going to hang on to that for a bit. He is going to use all of his crap to try and get rid of that instead of Assassinate, which is quite nice. He's dropping a bunch of cards just to get rid of that, which is lovely. And now he's going to hit my Mana Tide, but that's okay. I got a bunch of cards, and I'm kind of good on cards now. He is ahead on life, but I have so many more cards. Okay. So, I have 3 mana available to me. I can drop a bear. I could drop an elemental. He could kill that, but he would have to sink. That won't die to the elemental. I think I want to do the bear. I'll slow him down a little bit. And that opens me up to, on my next turn, once the overload is gone, do some serious shit. What I'm going to do, I haven't figured out yet. I will have 7 mana available to me. Stormwind Knight is a nice thing to drop later once you've built up a bunch of totems, and I don't have a huge board presence here. That blade kind of sucks, but he did take 3 damage to himself doing that. Alright. Ooh, so I could Fire Elemental, which takes out that, and then he's got a 6/5 he's got to deal with. That's tempting. There's no overload on that either, so there's no real penalty. I could Knife Juggler. I don't want to Knife Juggler until I can, oh, I could actually Knife Juggler and then Earth Elemental. Get the second one out. I don't want to Earth Elemental until I have Unbound Elemental. So let's, ooh, I can Knife Juggler, Unbound, and then Totem. But, well, then he's going to have to make some choices about what he wants to get rid of. Let's do that later. Let's start with the Fire Elemental play, because that's going to take this out, slow him down a little bit. I don't want him building up too much speed. And then we'll just see what he does with that. On my next turn, we can do the whole Knife Juggler, Totem, Unbound thing. And if this is still alive, I can give it Windfury and start smacking him for 12. Because I have that. I love this deck. I'm really surprised that it works because I made it. And I'm not good at Hearthstone. If you've seen me play Arena, you know that. Okay. This is a nice thing to drop, again, once you've got a bit of a board presence. It can also be really good to pair up with Windfury, because if he leaves this up, I then drop a Flametongue and a Windfury, then I'm at that point hitting for 16. However, he's gotten rid of it, which is good. He's taken 6 damage onto himself. I could Hex the Drake. That might be a safe thing to do. Spell damage in the hand of a rogue is not something you want to leave up. If I Hex the Drake, I'll have 5 mana left, so I could theoretically Knife Juggler, Unbound,
I wonder.
and then Hex the Drake. I don't want a Knife Juggler until I'm ready. I just like the idea of dropping Knife Juggler before Unbound, because Unbound is just a nice cheap thing to get a ping off of Knife Juggler. It's okay if he gets rid of Knife Juggler. I can deal with that. So let's go Hex the Drake, and then do this, and do this, and hopefully that gets rid of the frog. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now he either has to get rid of, well, he's got a knife. I don't know if he's running any charge. I don't think rogues, I haven't seen any charge from him yet. So we'll see what he gets rid of here. If he leaves that Knife Juggler, I can start doing some totem stuff. If he, I think I would almost prefer to Doomhammer to buff this up. And at that point I'll have 4 mana left that I could use to summon a thing. And even maybe drop Flametongue. He has a taunt, dude. And he wants to take out, yeah, you do, there you go. That's fine. So, question is what I'm going to have to do to get rid of that, because I don't have any direct spell damage, so I will need to take out the taunt card. If I buff him up, 5, I kind of want to play the Earth Elemental. And I can Earth Elemental. And then I have to be careful with this deck to not buff a thing too much on one turn, because that will, if he's going to assassinate the Earth Elemental, I want him to do it before I cast Windfury on it. Elemental.
What to do?
I can Earth Elemental, drop a Flametongue, and Totemic Calls. Let's do that. let's do this. There we go. See what we get here. We get a Searing Totem, that's fine. And then once I do this, he is now going to have enough damage to take out this. And he still lives a little bit. He's pretty low on health, but that's okay. And he's now a big target, which he's going to have a hard time getting to because there's a big, giant Earth Elemental in the way. So let's see how that goes. And now I've built up enough of a board state to think about dropping things like Stormwind Champion. I will have a more limited amount of mana and it'll be able to be next turn, but I have enough. It's not a huge problem. He already used one of those Blade Furies where he breaks the knife into AoEs. There's the other one. Okay. That was a good choice on his part. However, still a 7/5 taunt on the board. Feeling pretty freaking good about that. And he's going to sap it. That's fine. That's fine. That is kind of a pain in the ass, but that means that I get it healed. It no longer has that 3 damage done to it. So on my next turn, I will have 7 mana available to me. I want to play the Earth Elemental again. I'll do that, and then I will totem. Let's totem first. See what we get. Wrath of Air, cool. Cuckoo. And then play this one more time. There we go. Following that, I really want to Windfury this. That would be really fun. I will have, again, 7 mana available to me next turn, so I can Windfury and do a number of... There's a number of different things we can do here. There's 2 different ways I can Windfury. I can cast it directly on him. Oh. Ooh. Oh, that hurt. That's okay. That's mostly okay. The problem with this is there's only so many big stompy sources of damage, so you gotta be careful. However, I think my best option is to play this, which gets rid of that. And then we'll let him go. He's now built up his own hand size again, so this could go either way. Depends on how good he is. Alright, on my next turn, because there's no overload, I'll have all 10 mana. He's going to try and get rid of that. Backstab and eviscerate. Okay, so those are gone now. He doesn't really have a whole lot of removal left. However, I don't have a whole lot left either. And then he's going to do that. And he's going to hit me. I'm down to 14. Don't have a whole lot of taunt left. I wonder if I should throw some... ooh, I like that. Wonder what I should throw into this deck. Okay. Could Hex the thing. That would leave me with 7. 5. I'd like to... find Knife Juggler. I want to save my Hex because there's scarier things than that, but maybe there's not. I really don't know what he has. Let's cast this, see what I get. We get a Searing. I could Stormwind Champion, which provides him another big target. Let's Doomhammer. I will take 8 damage getting rid of that by myself. That really hurts. Instead, screw it, hexing it. That's happening. And then, sure, I'll hit it once. Just get rid of that. That was probably dumb. I probably should have left that and then done that with the Searing Totem next turn, but we'll see. I'm not in as great of a position as I was, but we can still pull back from this. It really depends on what he has. He's drawn a lot more cards than I have. His sprint really helped him out there, but we're actually getting into a position where we may be able to run him out of cards. Interesting. Okay. This is the part where you really want to draw the Lightning Storm. And he goes and smacks me for that. Because that's the only AoE I have. Now, silence a number of things. Deal 2 damage to it. Silencing that will let me hit right past it, but it's not going to help me if he kills me first. I need to play Stormwind Champion. I need to get that out. Let's do that. We'll silence this because we just need to do the 2 damage to it. And then if I hit this, and then this is cutting it real tight. He might get me here. And then we'll do that. And he's down to 16. This is kind of gross. I did get rid of his spell damage earlier by hexing the Drake, so he can't pull out anything disgustingly stompy, but he can still pull some stuff. However, if I live, I can Windfury this and start hitting him real hard. Actually, I have 4 damage here. If he doesn't put up a taunt and he doesn't kill me this turn, he's gonna 5. Shadow steps it. If he doesn't kill me this turn,
This guy's
damn it, he killed me this turn. I was gonna say I can hit him with my weapon and then I can just Windfury that and win. Oh man, that was close. So we didn't win, but you can see how that deck works. You can see what's enjoyable about it, and I want to know what you think. I'm really happy with it, even if it doesn't win all the time. It's probably my fault. So that was really fun. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Leave advice, tips in the comments, and have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.